What's up, guys? So in today's video I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I feel like is really super important and that a lot of people don't talk about. So what I wanted to today's topic is basically, do you have to play dirty to win? Now when I say play dirty, I mean, do you have to, like, let's say if you have a business and you're selling something, would you cheat people on that product? So let's say I'm selling sneakers on eBay, but I know that those sneakers are actually fake, but I'm selling them as real. But I sell them like that anyway, just for the money. Basically doing anything that you know is wrong, anything that's morally unethic. And I wanted, and by win I mean just be successful, make money, get rich, get what you want out of life. So I want to talk about, is that what you have to do to get rich? Because I feel like it's really a misconception that a lot of people think, like, oh, if I just do the right thing all the time, I'll never get there. Like, I have to fairly other people, I have to mess up other people's lives and compete with them to get what I want out of my life. And I feel like a lot of people think that way, especially when it comes up to, people like me, people that I know growing up in New York, growing up in the Bronx. You grow up on a certain mindset, and that's really what I want to talk about. Because growing up, where I live, it's like, it's always competitive. It's like you always gotta be better than somebody else. You always gotta compete with somebody else. You always gotta, like, do something, like, better than somebody else, and will undermine the person that does the good thing, how they don't get enough credit. So I feel like that's something that we really need to talk about, and something that a lot of people won't talk about, because it's something that when you grow up on it, it's just so stuck in your mind. But the answer to the question is no, you don't have to play dirty to win. Like, real key is to compete with yourself. You don't know what another person is doing. You don't know what another person is thinking. You don't know what their plan is, what they're up to. I think that thinking in a competitive way is definitely the bad side, because when you're thinking competitively, one, it shows you're insecure in yourself, in your brand, and what you're bringing to the table. When you start thinking on a creative mindset, it's your own ideas. You start thinking about yourself. You start competing with yourself, and once you start competing with yourself, nobody can really get on top of you. You need to reflect on yourself, because a lot of us, we just go day by day and we don't put any real purpose into our lives. We don't wake up every day with a goal in mind. It all comes back to having a creative mindset and not a competitive one. Because I can't even lie, I used to be a competitive person, and in a way I still am. But I've taken that energy that I used to put into other people, and I put it into myself, and now I've really seen results in my life. And that's why I'm here on this YouTube camera talking to whoever wants to listen to this, and whoever's willing to hear the message. Because I feel like as a generation, we're not going in the direction that we should be. Is just, we should be evolving. The best thing that you can do for your society, for your community, for the people around you, is better yourself. Because when you better yourself, people around you see that, and they get inspired and they get motivated by that. You don't have to be a mean person. You don't have to bully other people. You don't have to play dirty or do any of that stuff to win. Because naturally, it's proven, like, you attract what you think. So if you're thinking competitively, if you're thinking negatively, then you will see more of that in your life. But the more you switch that, the more you start thinking positive. You have to, and I know in the beginning it's hard, but you have to turn that into something that becomes a part of you eventually. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. You have to start thinking positively about different things. Things that would usually get you mad, try to look at it the opposite way. Try to always see the bright side of things. When you see the bright side of things, and when you're grateful for life in all its forms, the good and the bad, the ugly, when you're just grateful, then you will really see a change in your life. You'll see that now that you're thinking positively, more positive is coming into your life, and that's called the law of attraction. Ultimately, the answer is no. You don't have to play dirty to win, because the universe made it so that there's enough for everybody to win. There's always enough money. There's always enough food. There's always enough everything for everybody on this earth, and that's just always how it will be. There will never not be enough for anybody to eat. We could all eat, is what I'm trying to say. None of us have to try to compete with the other or put down somebody else. We could all lift each other up and we could all eat. There's nothing to be scared of. You know what I'm saying? Like, no lie, when I first started this, I used to be scared. Like, one thing that I'm actually like that really gets to me is like people stealing my ideas and stealing things that I do. But now that I'm looking at it in a different way, it's like, okay, I don't have to be worried about it, because if anybody tries to do something that I am doing, I don't have to be worried because I know that I can do it better. And that's just me having confidence in myself. That's not me being cocky. That's just me knowing who I am and the experience that I could bring to the table, and me being confident in myself. And that's what it's all about. Like, we all just need to have that confidence in ourselves to go after what we want. Where success really comes from is positive thinking and life self-mastery. And that's why I decided to make this YouTube channel on self-development, because I feel like success is not just about getting your finances right, making more money, because you can make more money and still not be successful. What being successful is about having your whole life and your whole soul on point, and always making sure that you're growing and evolving as a person. I could have a lot of money but be poor in health. And if I'm poor in health but have a lot of money, that means, like, how can I really enjoy it if I'm just laying down, I'm bedridden all day, I can barely walk? So we have to really focus on ourselves in every way that we can. We have to always focus on growing ourselves. It's important that we feed our bodies right, feed our minds right. It's important that we do little random acts of kindness, because not only did you make somebody else's day feel good, when you do that, you feel good, and it'll come back to you. Because one of the universal laws that everybody knows, whether you're a spiritual person or not, you know that what goes around comes around. So it's always good that we're spreading kindness, we're doing what we can to help the people around us, help ourselves, and we're educating ourselves, feeding ourselves right, working our bodies, making sure we're looking at things differently and attracting different and better things into our lives, okay? But for now, I'm gonna leave this video at that. All right, bye guys.